Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. This is Master RBG, and as many of you may already be aware, Pokemon Sword and Shield got released only a few short days ago. And I'll be honest, I've been playing a fair bit of mine so far. Have slightly mixed feelings, but I've mostly enjoyed the game. However, I did promise a while ago that I was going to share my thoughts about all the new Pokemon. And I am. Right now, actually. So, let's go ahead and take a closer look at our shiny new Pokemon friend, shall we? Well, not the shiny ones. Everybody, basically. Alright, so, obviously, we shall start at the beginning. When we come to the end, we shall stop. Gonna try not to take too long on each of these because, well, we got a lot of them to go through. So, let's keep it short and sweet, shall we? First of all, we got Grookey. Not gonna lie, I like his style. It's pretty cute. Actually, that pretty much goes for all three of the starters. I'm not a huge fan of his middle form. I think his middle form looks kind of weird. But I'm all about his third form. His third form looks awesome. Not gonna lie. Although I will say this, I am really looking forward to the day we get his hidden ability version, because Grassy Surge, that's going to be all kinds of broken. Speaking of broken, we go on to Scorbunny, who I will say is the most consistently good looking of the starters. Just saying. Not opinion, that's basically just fact. Everyone else has at least one weird looking stage. He stays consistently decent looking throughout the whole darn thing. Also, in case you're wondering, his ability here is hidden. Yeah. Changes the Pokemon's type to the type of the move it's about to use. That is going to be all kinds of broken when he eventually gets to use that. Oh dear lord. But either way, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I admit, when we first got the reveal of the starters, I didn't think I would like Scorbunny. After seeing what he becomes, not bad. Not bad. Okay, we got our sad boy Sobble. What more can be said? He's a precious little blue cinnamon roll that must be protected. And then he goes all emo, which I'm not fond of. And then becomes a super spy, which is kind of cool. Although I will admit, his hidden ability kind of sucks compared to the other two. That's not too cool. That's not cool. Okay. We have our generic mammal, Skwovet and Greedent. And I'll admit, not super impressed, but not super unimpressed, I guess. So that'll do. I don't have any real strong feelings one way or the other on him. We have Rookidee, which is the baby form of what we already know to be Corviknight. And we have Corvisquire. Nicely done. I get it. Squire, then Knight. I get it. I see what you did there. I understood that reference. Pretty basic bird until he becomes Corviknight and becomes a steel type and gets mirror armor as a hidden ability, which is actually pretty awesome. Neat. I might look forward to using Corviknight one of these days. Let's see, then we have Blipbug, who, at least on a surface level, doesn't seem that impressive. But once he starts evolving, though, then that whole game changes up. Because, good lord. Guys, are you seeing this? Do you see this bulk? 90 special defense, 80 physical defense. Dear lord. A bug that can defend properly. That's insane. Also, Bug Psychic. That's new. Then we have Orbeetle, which is the same kind of crazy bulk, but now with good speed and special attack. Well, okay, modest special attack to back it up. Not too shabby. I like it. I'm actually using this one on my team right now. Let's see, then we have Nickit. Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Come on, I had to make that joke at some point. It's a fox. That's a dark type that's all about stealing. For crying out loud, nicking things. Thief. It's right there in the name. Come on. Let's see, I know about Runaway. I know about Unburden. I'm not familiar with Stakeout. Doubles damage dealt to targets. Replacement if target switches out. Oh, okay, I get it. So, yeah. Alright. That's kind of nasty. In a good way. Okay, I see what you're about. I see what you're about, buddy. Let's see. And you're mostly a special attacker. Okay. You're a special sweeper. You're a little on the slow side for a special sweeper, but alright. And a really low physical defense, which is weird, but alright. Cool, whatever. Let's see, we have Gossifleur, who has some interesting abilities. I like the ability spread here. I half expected a fairy evolution, but it's okay. It's still pure grass, and that's okay. Let's see. Nothing really impressive on your basic form. Your final Evo, though, not too shabby. Obviously a special attacker. Really surprisingly solid special defense, which you don't expect on a grass type, but you never know, that might save its behind one day. Or with all the weaknesses grass types have. And then everyone's favorite ball of floof, Wooloo. Who could hate Wooloo? I mean, honestly, it's adorable. Wait a minute. Its hidden ability is bulletproof? I'm sorry, what? Really? Bulletproof? On this? Okay, Fluffy, what does Fluffy do? Halves the damage taken from moves that make direct contact, but doubles that of fire moves. Oh, okay, I remember this one. It's been a while. Okay, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. And then it evolves into Dubwool. Hopefully not Dubstepwool. Don't get any ideas, Game Freak. Don't try and make that another evolution for it later. I'm watching you. Obviously physical attacker, decent bulk, not completely awful speed or awful HP. Yeah, that's workable. That's not bad. Okay, then we have Choodle, who is our awkward, dorky-looking lower evolved form of Dreadnought. And I'm not sure how to feel about his appearance. He's okay looking, I guess. He's alright. Love most of the abilities here. Strong Jaw, Shell Armor, so you can either go offensive or defensive depending on your desires. And Swift Swim if you want him to be speedy, but he's also a turtle, so I don't know. Then he evolves, gains the rock typing, which was really kind of irritating against grass types, not gonna lie. Not the worst spread of stats in the world. I'm kind of hating the low special defense, but if you set him up right, you might be able to get around that. 74 speed doesn't look all that impressive, but two things. One, he is a turtle. Two, he does have access to the ability Swift Swim, at least once we get hidden abilities anyway. So, 74 times 2 is not too shabby though. Nice. Okay, so we got Yamper. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy? Yeah, you're a good boy. Alright, let's see now. Nothing really all that impressive. I like Ball Fetch, where it can catch like the first Pokeball you miss with. So, you know, nice if you're a little strapped for cash early on in the game and don't want to lose money paying for extra Pokeballs. Always good. Let's see, then he evolves into Bolton, an oddly mixed sweeper, which is weird, but okay. We have Strong Jaw, which increases the attack damage of biting moves, obviously. And then we have Competitive, which I'm not as familiar with. Boosts the special attack stat sharply when a stat is lowered. Interesting. Okay. So obviously this is the special attack base ability, and the other one is obviously the one for his physical attack. Interesting. Oh, but the special attack one is hidden. At first I thought he didn't have a hidden, but he does. Dang. Okay, that's irritating. Okay. And then we have Roly-Poly-Oly. I mean, Roly-Coly. That's what I meant. The second thing, not the first. Ignore that. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Okay, so we have a bunch of different abilities on this little fella. We got Steam Engine, which if he's hit by a fire or water move, his speed stat drastically increases, which is pretty good, actually. That's quite nice. Considering it is super likely someone's going to hit him with water, not bad. Then we got Heat Proof, so he can't take damage from fire types, and I believe it raises something, doesn't it? Heat Proof has damage from fire type moves that hit it. Nope, it just has fire damage. Okay. But given that he was already a rock type, and eventually becomes rock fire, I don't feel that's super necessary. And then we have Flash Fire, which powers up the Pokemon's fire type moves if it's hit by one. Okay. So I was getting Heat Proof a little confused with Flash Fire. It's all good. Okay. Then we got Carkol. Getting some decent bulk there, not bad. And then we have Colossal. The puns. Why the puns, Game Freak? Am I the only one getting Rock Biter vibes off of this guy? He looks a bit like the Rock Biter. He really does. I don't think that's just me. But not bad. Like, really, really good bulk. Like, crazy good bulk, actually. And oddly enough, mixed attacker again. 80 and 80, so not the greatest physical offense, but surprisingly good special offense for a rock type. I could see him potentially being quite dangerous in the meta. Alright. And Steam Engine could partially make up for that terrible speed stat. Okay. Apple Boy. Grass Dragon type. What do you got for me, little buddy? Okay, let's see. Grass Dragon, obviously. Ripen? What does that do? Ripens berries and doubles their effects. Okay, that's not the most impressive thing in the world. I could care less about that one. Okay, so basically it's down to Gluttony and Bulletproof, and let's be honest, you're picking Bulletproof. You probably are going to pick Bulletproof. Let's be totally honest, you're not picking the other two. And unfortunately, he doesn't have this one yet. Okay, then it becomes either one of two Pokemon, either Flapple or Appleturn. And let's see, I think you have to feed him a different kind of apple to make him evolve. Yeah, Tart Apple to become the flying one, and Sweet Apple to become our big pie boy. Either way, they both Gigantamax into the same darn thing, which seems a little contradictory, but alright, whatever. It's all good. It's cool. And let's see. Oh, wait a sec. These guys were exclusive to versions, weren't they? It's probably not gonna say. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this is the flying one. Trade from Sword. Okay. So this is the Sword one. And then our apple pie guy is the shield one. Okay, neat. But let's double check real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually less attached to the flying one. I like Appleton better, because he has the better ability. Let's see, what are the stats like? Any good? You're a mixed sweeper, but you're kind of slow, and you don't have great defenses. That, to me, does not sound like a good combination. Meanwhile, Appleton is modest in both of his defensive stats and has a nice bulky HP. And still a mixed attacker, but is slightly better at special attack. Yeah, I think this is the one overall that will do better. Maybe that's just me. I feel he's going to do better in the long run. Okay, we have Silicobra. Silly Cobra. Tricks are for kids. Sand Spit? I don't know that one. Pokemon creates a sandstorm when it's hit by an attack. Interesting. I could see that maybe being useful. Though it does sound like a really, really cheap cop-out way of, he's basically a really, really cheap Hippowdon. He's a cheap Hippowdon. He's watered down because he's a snake, I guess? I don't know. Weird. Okay, he becomes Sandaconda. Same abilities as he has in his lower form, all of which are pretty decent. They're not the worst in the world. They could do. What are you? You're a physical attacker. A lot of physical defense. Not so much with the special defense, and you're a little on the slow side, but given your weird body, I could see why. Okay, Cramorant. Only has one ability, Gulp Missile, but you know what? He only needs the one. He doesn't need another, and I'm going to show you why. Does it show it? Yes! There we go. Regular form, and whenever somebody uses something like Surf or Dive, well, whenever he uses Surf or Dive, he will come up with one of two Pokemon in his mouth. Either that fish Pokemon that's after him in the Pokedex, or Pikachu himself. That is hilarious, and I love him for it. Well done, sir. Well done. You may be just another flying water type in a long line of flying water types, but you know what? You have my respect. You are a nobody. You are nothing. You are not a fan favorite. You are not the most anticipated Pokemon of this generation or anything like that. You're just a regular Joe Schmo bird, and you decided to take it to the series mascot. That takes some big brass ones, buddy. Well done, you. Stat-wise, nothing that impressive. You're not super fast. You got terrible physical defense. You're a mixed attacker again. I'm noticing a pattern in this generation. Kind of like in Gen 7, everyone was just really, really slow. This generation, way too many people are mixed attackers. Like, no one wants to really highly specialize in one stat or the other. Okay, so Arrokuda, who obviously gets eaten by Cramorant. Let's see, got Swift Swim, know that one. Propeller Tail? Don't know that. Ignores the effects of opposing Pokemon's abilities and moves that draw in moves. Okay, that's not bad. That's decent. I could see how that could be useful, yeah. Okay. And then he becomes Barrascuda. Same exact abilities again. I think people are going to like Propeller Tail. They may end up favoring that one. Your defenses are absolutely awful, but that's okay, because you're not worried about defense. You are a speedy son of a gun, and a physical attacker. You know what? You know your role, you stick to it. I approve. That's cool. Okay, next up we have Toxel and Toxtricity in positive and negative forms. Nice. First of all, let's have a round of applause. Round of applause for the world's first electric poison type. Well done, sir. Okay, your basic forms abilities all kind of suck, so we're just going to ignore those. And we're going to focus more on your evolutions. Although I will say, real quick, this face, I can relate to this face. It speaks to me on a deep emotional level. Okay. Now he evolves into Toxtricity at level 30, and the key determinant between which form he takes is his nature. Yeah. So, like, half the natures make him the amped form, half the natures make him the low-key form. And that is cool. That is very, very cool. We've never had a nature-based evolution, unless you want to count Tyrogue. Tyrogue is a little bit nature-based, but not exactly. You could just as easily evolve him with the stupid vitamins. But this is a little different. That's cool. That's very cool. I like it. Very neat. And once again, we have that plus-minus ability, but that's not really what you care about. Technician is going to be awesome in his hands. Not sure about Punk Rock. Oh, boosts the power of sound-based moves. Pokemon also takes half damage from these kinds of moves. Okay, that's pretty cool. And obviously they'd cancel each other out if they were battling each other. Clearly. Okay, this one's really cool to use, but in real life I'd be horrified by it. Sizzlipede and Centiskorch. These things are horrifying in their own right. They really are. Okay, so we have White Smoke, not bad. Flash Fire, also cool. Flame Body, which I'm not going to lie, is probably going to get used a lot more. Well, you never know. The White Smoke thing might come in more useful. Depends. Okay, Mixed Attacker yet again, but you're more oriented towards physical attacks. Your physical defense is kinda garbage, not gonna lie. So you can still be squished, which is good. Because how big are you exactly? 9'10". Yeah, you need to be squished. You need to be squished in the worst way possible. You do. I'm sorry. You're a giant centipede that's on fire. That's horrifying. Okay. Next one up. We're getting back into cute. I could see plush being made of this one. Clobbopus. Look at him. Look at him. He is adorable. Oh my gosh. So cute. Next form, not as much so, but he's still kind of cool. Graplocked. Let's see. Limber and Technician. So either he can't be paralyzed, or any move at like 60 or less base attack damage gets boosted up by, what was it, 50% I think? Yeah, 50%. So, yeah, not gonna lie, Technician is probably gonna be way more popular. And let's see, what are your stats like, buddy? No, you got a decent bit of bulk. You can take a hit and keep on going. You're not bad, actually. Yeah, I could see myself using this one. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so next up we got Sinistea. Let's see, with weak armor, not that terribly impressive, and Cursed Body, also not the most impressive. Let's see, refresh my memory. Physical attacks of the Pokemon lowers defense stat, but sharply raises its speed stat. Okay, that's pretty neat. Not the best in the world, but I guess it'll do. And then Cursed Body, I think, disables a move used on the Pokemon. Or may disable a move used on the Pokemon. And between the two, Cursed Body might be more useful. Just saying. Well, what's your final form's stats like? Special bulk? Very special bulk. You're very much a special attacker. You can defend against special attacks, but dear lord, if anyone comes at you with anything physical, you're done. Which makes sense, because your body is a fine china pot, I guess? So it makes sense that you can't really take much of a hit, can you? Shame. Okay, so moving on. We have the Psychic Trio for this generation. You know, the new Alakazam equivalent. We have Hatenna, we have Hatterene, and we have Hatterene. Now, I do find it interesting, it's pure Psychic until you get to Hatterene, where it becomes half Fairy. Let's see, we got Healer, nice. Anticipation, wait, what does that one do again? Oh, okay, it's not really that impressive in the grand scheme of things. And then we have Magic Bounce, which actually is pretty impressive. Very nice. I would probably run Magic Bounce all day if I could. Healer's not bad, though. Healer's okay. That can be useful. Okay. So, let's see. Final form here. Terrible HP. Just gotta say that flat out. Solid defenses if you ignore the HP issue. Surprisingly good physical attack, even though it's probably not going to get used that much. Really good special attack. Horrendous speed. But, can't help but notice a little something with Hatterene here. Game Freak? What the heck? Look, you've done this before. You did this with Lopunny. You did this with Gardevoir. Why do you keep doing this? All this, unnecessary. Okay, you don't need Jessica Rabbit curves on a Pokemon. The gym leaders alone give you more than enough waifus to work with. You don't really need this as well. Just uncalled for. What the heck? Okay, more Pokemon-ish Pokemon here. There we go. We got Impidimp, we got Morgrem, and we have Grimmsnarl. Now, Impidimp, I like his design. I got no issues with him. And honestly, I kind of like the fact that, unlike so many of these others, his best ability is a regular one. It's not a hidden ability. Prankster is given to him right up front. So that's pretty cool. He's also the very first Dark Fairy, which is also really cool. I like that. I'm not fond of the fact that he goes all emo when he gets to his middle form, but, you know, some people have rough middle school years, so okay, whatever. I'll try and ignore it. I'm really having a hard time given that this is the second emo character of this generation. What are you trying to tell us, Game Freak? Come on. Pokemon Company, WTF. But then he becomes Grimmsnarl, and I'll admit, when I found out this was going to be a Dark Fairy, I wasn't sure what to make of this. I really didn't. But the dude is bulky as heck. Kind of weird looking fingers, though. But yeah, pretty cool. And then, of course, he has a Gigantamax form, but we are going to save Gigantamax forms for a whole different day. Because that's a whole nother kettle of fish right there. Now, once again, we reach this issue of, okay, mixed attacker, but at least he's not as evenly mixed as others. Clearly, he was supposed to be more physical attack than special attack. He can still do special attack, but whatever. Good HP. Really awful physical defense. Pretty bad special defense. And pretty bad speed too. So we have a mixed semi-glass cannon? I'm not really sure how to feel about this. We might have to see if there's some way around fixing you, little buddy. You have potential, but those stats, man, those stats. On the flip side of that, we have Obstagoon, final evolved form of our Galarian Zigzagoon line. You are actually much, much better on stats. You have a clear identity and you're sticking with it. 93 HP, good. Good attack, not the best, but you'll do. Good physical defense, decent special defense, decent speed. Garbage special attack, but that's okay, because let's face it, you weren't intending to use that stat anyway. So it's all good with you, bro. Let's see. We have Berserker, the evolved form of Galarian Meowth, which is perplexingly the Steel type. Alright. You got Battle Armor, good. Tough Claws, also good. And Steely Spirit? Powers up ally Pokemon Steel type moves. Okay, I kinda get where you're coming from on that one. That seems to probably be the weakest choice of all those, but alright. What are your stats like? Good physical attack. Good physical defense. Terrible special attack. Pretty awful special defense. And pretty awful speed. What is your point in existing? Seriously. I'll gladly take original Persian or Alolan Persian over you any day of the week. And I'm deeply disappointed because you are going with like a whole Norse theme, because honestly, what else were you doing with the big beard and the helmet? Clearly, you were supposed to be a Viking, and you are a horrible excuse. I will not be seeing you in the halls of Valhalla anytime soon. Speaking of things that are dead, Cursula. You know, like Corsola, but Cursula, because, you know, dead and curses. And honestly, the concept behind this one depresses me deeply, but I get what they were going for. Dead coral reefs. I get it. It's a ghost. It's a little depressing, but okay. Weak armor. I hate it. Perish body. Isn't that the... Okay, so I see what Perish Body's supposed to be doing. Which, granted, makes me forgive a little bit of its god-awful physical defense. Just a little bit. It's terrible HP. I really don't like this setup. It's only good for special defense and special attack. Well, no, it can do physical attack too, which doesn't make sense. If its body is crippled and dying, why is it good at physical attacks at all? Look, if you're gonna go with a theme, stick with it. Okay, we have Sirfetch'd. Yes. While your Pokemon were busy Mega Evolving and using fancy exclusive Z moves, he studied the blade. That's it, that's all I had to say about this one. Not sure if I'd ever actually use him. I know his evolution method is irksome. Stats aren't terrible. They're workable. Decent defense on both sides. Really good physical attack. Kinda lackluster HP here. Lackluster speed as well. Who cares about special attack? It's a Sirfetch'd. What were you expecting? The dude is literally rocking a sword and a shield. You expected him to be good at special attacks? What's wrong with you? Let's see, what are the moves here? Or abilities? Speed each time Pokemon flinches. That sounds garbagey. What about the other? Scrappy? I think that's the one that lets you hit, yeah. Pokemon can hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal and fighting moves. Okay. I think that would be the better choice. But that's probably the hidden ability, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. This one. Okay, Ice Psychic Mr. Rime. The Galarian evolution from Mr. Mime. I'm not sure how to feel about him. But his stats are workable. Okay, let's see what your abilities are like. Raises evasion if Pokemon is confused. Really? Alright. Screen Cleaner. When the Pokemon enters the battlefield, the effect of Light Screen, Reflect, and Aura Veil are nullified for both opposing and ally Pokemon. Oh my, okay. So, totally countering out the whole shtick he had before. And then Ice Body. Gradually retains HP in a hailstorm. Okay, cool. So that'd be great for any Ice Storm teams. Very nice. Okay. Definitely usable. Runerigus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I could be wrong. Good stats, though, for what he's doing. Okay. So you're a clear and obvious physical attacker, and you're Ground Ghost. And you're the evolution of Yamask, who is one of the handful of Pokemon that we have absolute confirmation used to be a person. I would hope you'd be good. Okay. Ability, Wandering Spirit. Pokemon exchanges abilities with a Pokemon that hits it with a move that makes direct contact. Ooh, that could, that's a little too random for my liking, but you never know. Under the right circumstances, that could be good. Let's see, and then we have Milcery, who is a fairy who evolves into Alcremie, the possibly most delicious looking Pokemon known to man so far. You know, until it evolves into a cake when it Gigamaxes. Well, not evolve, transforms into a giant cake when it Gigamaxes. You know what I mean. Okay, so your final form, for physical defense, good special defense, good special attack. You're a little lackluster, but I suppose you'd do if you were desperate to make an all-fairy team or something. What's Sweet Veil do? Okay, so no falling asleep. I like that. That's good. That's not bad. Aroma Veil. Ooh, I like that one a lot more. Nice. Okay. Okay, so your abilities aren't terrible. Not bad. Cool. Phalanx. I literally just ran across him in game, I think yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's the Spartans. I don't know if I caught it. If I did, I know what I'm gonna nickname it. He's Leonidas. I have to name him that, I'm sorry. Abilities, battle armor, opponent's moves can't critical hit, sounds good. Or Defiant, which really seems appropriate, especially if I name him Spartacus, or any name based on a Spartan or anything. Attack is raised by 2 stages when the Pokemon has its stats lowered. Very nice. Okay. Even though I know most people will think he's a bug, unless they see him moving around the overworld and see what he really is. Cool, he's a fighting type. His special defense is terrible, but he's a fighting type, so it's not like I didn't sort of see that coming. Good physical attack, good physical defense. Overall, not bad. He could be better, though. Okay. Pincurchin. Lightning Rod and Electric Surge are his abilities. He is a 1-stage electric, really? Okay. He got decent enough bulk, except for HP. Good special attack and physical attack. Terrible, terrible speed. What's Electric Surge do? Turns the ground into electric terrain when the Pokemon enters a battle. Okay. So you were given an ability previously held by a legendary. And I kind of feel it was wasted on you just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Next up we have Snom, who evolves into Frostmoth, which are actually pretty cool looking. I for a little while, I kind of half expected these guys to be Volcarona's Galarian forms, but turns out, nope, not the thing here. I imagine they're not distant cousins, though. They're probably pretty close. Let's see, special defense is terrible, but, I mean, honestly, does that look like something that's rugged and durable to you? No, of course not. HP's meh. Special defense, pretty good. Good special attack, though. Once again, at least this one has a little bit of an identity of its own. It isn't just trying to be all over the place. Shield Dust isn't too bad. Ice Scales I'm not familiar with. Have damage taken from special moves. You don't need that for special moves. You have decent special defense. You need defense from regular physical moves. That's what you need. We need to have an ability for that. And give it to you immediately. Okay, Stonejourner. I saw him in the game briefly. Very briefly. I think it was just in picture, though. Let's see. Good attack, good HP, good physical defense. Absolutely horrendous special attack and special defense. Bad speed. Okay. So, don't even look in its direction with a special attack, otherwise you'll kill him. That's basically what they're telling us. And he's a rock type too, so not exactly hard to find a special move that's effective against him. But what's his ability? Maybe that'll change my opinion. Just being next to the Pokemon powers up moves. I wonder how much. Okay, so you're a team player. I appreciate that. I'm probably not using you on any teams, though. Just saying. Okay, this little guy. Your stats are actually pretty decent for the most part. Except for abysmal speed, you're clearly meant to be a physical attacker, not a special. And that's fine. However, 2 things. 1. You look a little ridiculous with that giant cube for a face. That's the first thing. But I know that ties into your only ability, Ice Face. Pokemon's Ice Head can take a physical attack like a substitute, but the attack also changes the Pokemon's appearance. The ice will be restored when it hails, so in a hailstorm, this guy becomes a little bit broken. Just a little bit. But when he doesn't have the giant ice cube head, his stats go way down in terms of defense. So yeah, if you're trying to KO one of these suckers, wait until he has the little head, and then just dogpile the daylights out of him. Okay, we have Indeedee in male and female forms. I don't really care much about this one, and I kind of feel when they designed it, they didn't care much either. Once again, HP, physical attack, physical defense all kind of suck. They only cared about the back end, which ironically looks like body-wise, that's how they set them up too. Special attack, special defense, and speed are all pretty good. Oh, wait a sec, the stats are actually different male to female. Let's see, which one is this? Is ears down female or male? Okay, ears up is male, ears down is female. Okay. So, ears up, we have higher speed and higher special attack. And then on the female, we have slightly higher defenses and lower offense and speed. But you're both still not really all that good. Sorry. Okay, our Pikachu clone for this generation, Morpeko. I had high hopes because they did something different. They made him half dark and they gave him that ridiculous hangry mode. These stats are so disappointing. They really are, but it's okay. He can kind of make do as a, I guess, physical sweeper. He might be okay for that. But he's electric dark, and I feel that really should have been focused more on special attack and not on physical. But Hunger Switch, I have a vague notion of how that worked. Changes form, alternating between full belly mode and hangry mode after the end of each turn. So it doesn't even matter if you have him holding food or something, there's no way to stop him in just one form. You know, out of morbid curiosity, what are his moves actually like? Let's find out. Quick attack, power trip, bite, good, spark, good, bullet seed, crunch, oral wheel. Ooh, I haven't seen that. Okay. Thrash. Okay. Thunder punch. Okay, you know what? They made him a physical sweeper, and they actually gave him moves to support him being a physical sweeper. That's not too bad. Okay. I might be able to forgive a little bit of this. Ooh, you can get Seed Bomb. Very nice. Okay, cool. Okay, we have Cufant and Copperajah. Interesting. Interesting. So we got some Steel-type elephants. Anything's better than pink elephants. Mess load HP, terrible defense, terrible speed. So you are a very, very awkward glass cannon. But you're a steel type. And yet you're a glass cannon. But you're also a steel type. I don't get how this works. No. Sheer force. Okay. Refresh my memory. Okay, that's the one where it takes away the after effects of moves with after effects, but increases their damage. Okay, that's pretty cool. Once again, I don't think you're that useful. Heavy metal's not going to help you much. Oh dear. QE and Malcolm. Just go ahead and call them up. Before you could think if you should do this, all you could think about was if you could. And before you knew it, you had it packaged, and you're selling it, and you're selling it, and darn it all, why are these fossil Pokemon in such agony? Look at them! Okay, there are 4. We have 4 different fossil, air quotes, Pokemon here. Literally, you find broken pieces of fossils, you combine them together, and revive them in this bizarre mishmashed form. And this is horrible. Look at this poor fish man. Okay, he has the fish head, and he has a land body, and he can't possibly be comfortable like this. He can't possibly be. Did he get lungs out of this deal? Looks to me like he would still probably have gills. This is terrible. Arctozolt clearly isn't happy. He's cold as the blazes. His dragon bit is not happy with his ice bit. Looks like Dracozolt might not be terribly miserable. He might be okay. He's just awkward. Like, really awkward with his teeny tiny upper body and gigantic lower body. The only one who truly looks at home here is Arctovish. Arctovish is the only one that looks like he might be comfortable the way he is. Water Ice, that's a pretty common type combo. He's probably fine. Very nice abilities here. Water Absorb, Ice Body, Slush Rush. Not bad, and actually, stats pretty stable. Dracovish, also not too bad. Pretty good, actually. In addition to having Strong Jaw and Sand Rush, so good in desert conditions, I guess. I guess that's where that body came from. Poor Arctozolt. Okay, Volt Absorb, good. Static, good. Slush Rush. That poor sucker's being forced again into cold regions when his body's already uncomfortable. Poor son of a gun. Yeah, I'll give them this. All the fossil Pokemon so far seem to have decent stats, except maybe for Dracozolt. Dracozolt seems a little uncomfortable here in terms of how his stat build is. Like, he has very low special defense compared to all the others. Which I'd figure wouldn't be that low, considering he looks like he should be able to move relatively freely in this form, versus Arctozolt, which looks like he should be moving pretty dang awkwardly. I don't know. But Electric Dragon sounds pretty cool, Electric Ice sounds pretty cool, Water Dragon, hey, always nice, especially since I don't think Horsey came over this generation, so we'll actually need another one of those. And of course, you can't really go but so wrong with Water Ice. Those aren't bad. Okay. Duraludon. Okay, our big monster movie monster in this generation. Okay. Steel Dragon, cool. Light Metal, Heavy Metal, okay, familiar with those. And Stalwart? Not familiar with that one. Let's see, ignores the effects of opposing Pokemon's abilities and moves that draw in moves. Okay. That's neat. Gotcha. Alright, that's cool. Stat build, pretty stable. Oh, wait, no, that's a big no-no. 50 special defense, that is awful. Just literally awful. And those are the best abilities we can give him, really. Oh my, okay. I'm sorry, man, you're a hard pass. I'm sorry. Alright. Okay. So, next up, we have our Dragon Ghost line, Dreepy, Dracloak, and Dragapult. And this one, it has a weird design to it, but I kinda like it. Dreepy is a little creepy looking with his bug eyes and no legs having self, but he also becomes the ammunition for his 2 Evolved forms, which is kinda weird, but kinda cool at the same time. I mean, most Pokemon at least use a different species as ammunition if they're going to. This is the first time they've used their own. Okay, and say that they're prejudiced. Okay. So he has kind of meh special and physical defense. Decent HP. Mixed Sweeper, but he's a little bit better physical. And he is very, very fast. Like, blink and you'll miss him. Cursed Body is probably going to be the less interesting ability he has, so it's just fine that that's a hidden ability. Infiltrator could be quite nasty. Getting through barrier substitute and things of that nature, which is pretty cool. I like that one. I've used that a lot on my Spiritombs. That's cool. And we also have Clear Body, which means he just ignores stat changes and stuff like that. So that's cool too. I don't know, I might use him. I might use him someday. That could be cool. Okay, now on to the legendaries. And this might be controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I think Sword Doggo and Shield Doggo look better in their non-armored up forms. I'm sorry, but they do. They look way cooler. I mean, seriously, look at him. That's a cool looking doggo. And then when he's actually holding it, is it busted? Yeah, okay, there we go. Crown sword form. There we go. I mean, he looks cool in that form too. He just looks cooler in the other. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. You can't really acknowledge that Zamazenta doesn't look cooler in this form. Because just look at him. He looks so freaking cool. And he looks kind of weird with the shield built into his, is it still a mane if it's a wolf? Yeah, I guess we can call it a mane. Sure, whatever. Okay. But more importantly, let's see what their stats are like. So, yeah. Alright. You know, I'm a little surprised. Our Sword Doggo has surprisingly high defense stats. And speed. Really high speed. And really good okay, the physical attack part's the only thing that doesn't surprise me. The highest stat being physical defense, well, physical attack, that makes perfect sense to me. Zamazenta, on the other hand, pretty beefy defenses. I'm only a little disappointed his HP isn't higher. But okay, cool. And once again, better at physical offense. So neither of these guys specialize in special attack. Makes sense. Except for the third fellow, Eternius, where, oh my goodness, yeah, okay. So massive HP, massive special attack, pretty good defenses, pretty dang good speed too, and okay, physical attack, it's passable, it's pretty good, but he's clearly meant to be a special attacker. Let's double check. What's Intrepid Sword do? Boost the Pokemon's attack stat when the Pokemon enters a battle. I'm not sure how much higher to boost it, but that sounds a little dangerous. Let me guess, Dauntless Shield is the same thing for defense? Yep, it does. I'd be very curious to know the exact numbers on that, and I already know what Pressure does. Basically, instead of using 1 PP to use an attack, it uses 2. Let's get a closer look at our Poison Dragon boy here. Ooh, okay, you have a very interesting design. It's hard to nail down exactly what you're supposed to be, but you look creepy. You definitely look like touching you would probably be a bad idea. So the fact that you're a Poison Dragon, that makes perfect sense. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near you. You have a Gigantamax form, or sorry, Eternamax form? Sure, because why not? You are a dangerous looking fella. Very dangerous, okay. Not sure I want to mess with you, buddy. But alright, that's everybody. Every last one of the new Pokemon, except for Gigantamax forms, which will have to be saved for another day. Thank you for joining me, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my nonsense in the future, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to be the first in your block to be notified the moment I post any new content here on YouTube, hit that notification bell. And if you'd like some suggestions for other videos made by yours truly, then how about these? Over here, you can check out my abridged Let's Play for Luigi's Mansion 3. And over here, you can check out my much older video on the top 10 Pokemon villain teams. Unfortunately, it hasn't been updated to include Pokemon Gen 8 just yet, but you know what? No, I'll probably wait to update it until Gen 9 is out. Spoiler warning though, Team Yell would have made number 11. Just saying. Anywho, that does it for me this week, guys. Until next time, this is Master RBG, signing off.